All right, we're back. 2023, week 4, weekly matchups. Joined with Boone and
Brandon,
Bob.
don't sound too excited.
My throat hurts.
And Bob, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Bob.
Having me.
All right, let's get this started, Brandon.
All right, we'll talk about the toilet bowl last. We'll start at the bottom. Actually, let's start with waivers. I think I went too far.
There we go.
We're gonna move this shit.
No
All
rush.
Foster going big.
Yeah, I mean Foster needed to put in work on his team, and he got 2 receivers, so I give him credit.
Yeah, I think I've picked up and dropped Jaden Reed like 3 times this season.
I think so.
Just
Pocket
I think
21.
a ton of money's probably gone into him throughout the year, but he always seems to end up back on waivers.
Yeah,
Foster.
I mean Foster's team needed receivers badly. He started Traylon Burks and Kadarius Toney last week, so he needed some kind of change.
I feel
Yeah,
like
Foster got pretty unlucky. He just seemed to have drafted like the 2 big sleeper wide receivers that busted this year. Like the rest of them have been pretty decent, but
Yeah.
Foster just got pretty unlucky there.
I feel like every waiver you just see Freeman down here with like $3 or like $6.
And Hoja with 0. I still don't.
Freeman doesn't need a fucking waiver pickup though. His team's so fucking good already, so it doesn't really matter.
I still don't think Hogan understands that you have to bid on the players to get them. He still has 100 fab, and he wagers at $0 on every single player.
I agree. I don't think
I think actually, yeah, Hojan, when you watch this,
I don't think Hogan watches this at all either.
He commented on the first one. He said he had the worst team in the league.
Who, Brady?
I guess he wasn't wrong. Hogan just predicted the future there.
Hogan, if you watch this one, comment below how you think Fab's supposed to work. And let's just let's get to the bottom of this.
Foster again with Josh Palmer.
And there you go. Hogan with 0.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 good waiver pickups for Foster. Really in a must-win situation. This is his Brady week where it should be a free win. So he's got to get it.
You just like that.
Might not win a game.
I'll wait until we get to that matchup, but
yeah,
it should be interesting.
And Selman picked up DJ Chark. Oh, Chiggy's on the block. I might have to go scoop him.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but like the Titans are just so bad on offense.
Titans are bad. Tannehill stinks.
Chig is good, but the Titans offense is just horrible. Maybe if they like threw Will Levis in there.
I was about to say, how long do you think until Will Levis is his starting quarterback?
Yeah.
I was saying week 9. I was saying week 9.
Could be, yeah. Once it officially looks like the season's like down the drain.
Yeah.
Who do the Browns play this week? They play Baltimore. It's an interesting pickup, Eddie.
Browns have a really good like football defense. I don't know. Like they're obviously decent, but I think they've only given up like 400 yards on the season.
I mean, when you had to drop Denver after last week if you had him on the rest.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think Eddie's defense, he didn't start the Denver Broncos defense, but I think his defense is combined for like negative 15 points because he had the Jags as well.
What did the Broncos score last week? I'm just curious.
2. That's shocking.
The fact that they got 2.
How'd they still get 2?
Impressive.
I have no idea.
How the
fuck they still get 2 points?
So they have 6 sacks. Is that's tackles for loss?
That makes the Jags look so much worse, honestly. The fact that Denver got 70 put up on them.
Yeah, those yards I think Jags were -4, so he netted -2.
That's insane.
Jags were -4. I get that. So I'm in another league.
Yeah, so other than that, just who cares pickups. But all right, let's get to the match.
There's anything really.
These don't really matter that much.
Oh, Mingo's gone.
Yeah, he hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
first matchup, Freeman versus Kittis.
Yeah, I think
a lot.
go ahead.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me jot this down. I said we were gonna keep track of the picks.
Oh yeah, I went 3-3 last week. For those keeping track.
True. I forgot you guys did this.
Fantasy. 3, 4, 6. Are we going outright winners? Or are we to take the spreads too?
We ain't doing spreads.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're not gonna keep track of like a 4.36 line. Like that's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Exactly. Go ahead, Bob. What do you think?
Scroll down a little bit, Brad.
All right, so we
He's
got
not good. He's not good.
-5.
Um,
ETN should feast.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Friedman. I think Kittis might make it closer than people think. But
Danny Dimes gets his
other than
first.
like tight end in one of the flex spots, I feel like Jake's probably got the advantage.
Yeah, I mean Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, mate. Like if the Chiefs have like a huge week against the Jets, which they might just because they're gonna have the ball so much. Maybe Kittis can sneak out a win, but I'm not really a huge fan of Kittis's receivers. Like DK is DK, but the other guys I'm not a huge fan of.
I love George Pickens. I think against Houston's that's a big play. But Houston's defense looked good last week, so
Well, I like George Pickens as a player a lot. I just for fantasy though, like I don't. The Steelers have something wrong with them because they have a lot of playmakers, but they can't seem to move the ball.
Tell me about it.
Like, and you know, Houston, their defense on paper really isn't that good, but I think D'Amico Ryans is like a really good coach.
yeah, I agree with
The Jags offense has way more talent than the Steelers offense does, on top of better coaching, and Houston still had like a really good game plan. So I'm probably gonna go with Jake.
Yeah, the reason I go with Friedman as well is that Gus Edwards is a scary play. Who's he got on his bench if he's going to start somebody else? Brady.
I was just scrolling down there. Give me a second.
Kareem Hunt probably not a play. AJ Dillon probably not a play. Yeah, I'm going to go with Friedman. I think it's going to be very close though.
Yeah, it's weird seeing Derrick Henry only projected like 11 points, but like he looks like his age is starting to catch up with him a little bit. And then
Yeah, I agree.
the fact that I said that though means he's probably going for like 200 plus and like a couple touchdowns this week. So
he only had 2 points last week, which was kind of wild. And Friedman still destroyed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tyjae Spears gets like way more snaps than I thought he would this early in the season.
Right.
But Derrick Henry's like he's already a freak, so he's gonna have a big game eventually. I just don't think it's gonna be against Cincy. They have a pretty like solid D line.
Yeah, 38% of the snaps last week, only 11 carries.
Yeah, I think in the first 2 games, Derrick Henry was actually targeting the ball. I mean, 2 receptions, 56 yards, 3 receptions. So like those literally evened him out to the points he had last week. Yeah. Also, 11 carries for Derrick Henry. You don't really ever hear about that.
I mean, he had 25 last week.
So
Brady, you got a pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Friedman, and I think it's right here.
All right, Kittis is gonna win.
Yeah, Hawkinson's been a beast.
I think Hawkinson's gonna tear up that Carolina defense. I think Shaq Thompson's hurt. There's no one to cover him. Like there, he's gonna.
You can't make it through one show without talking about the fucking Panthers.
I just had to say.
What did I say? That was the only thing that I said when I agreed to come on this show. Is don't talk about the Panthers the whole time.
I had to throw that one in there. I think he's gonna tear it up. All right, next matchup. I think we're all
just gonna go with Jordan Love this week. All right.
I
think we're all taking the same guy here.
I mean, this is a must win for Ty. Has to get it done. Hojan's team sucks. They're terrible. You'll see it. You see it in the power ranking
Way to say it
show
bluntly,
we just recorded. I think Hojan's team's terrible. I'm shocked these 2-1 had a big first week, and then had his Brady week in week 2, and then was second lowest scorer by like a half a point last week. I think Ty wins big, and this is a must win for Ty.
Well, scroll down. Let me see Hojan's whole team. Like,
Yeah, get
because
used
at
to
the
it.
beginning of the year, I
dude.
actually had
12.57 for Garrett Wilson is fucking. That is way too high. I say he gets like 8. 3 catches for like 50 yards. That's what I'm putting to that.
Garrett Wilson's still really good, and like he had a pretty big year last year, even with Zach Wilson.
No,
Wilson
that was
still
all
looks
Mike
worse
White. That
now.
was all Mike White.
I don't hate Hojan's team.
Go to his bench.
I think it's probably going to come down to the flexes and the tight ends, because like they're relatively even. Like I could see Ayuk having a big game for Hojan. I could see Pollard having a big game.
Darren Waller done.
Darren Waller, I remember Ty was like, so happy.
Every Giants
Darren
fan was
Waller,
wanking him off.
but like
So Dallas Goedert too.
Dallas Goedert and Darren Waller have both been like huge letdowns so far this year. I thought they were both gonna have really big years.
Yeah.
I feel like they're both pretty due for a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't think Puka's gonna hit that number. Indy's got like a sneaky good kind of defense in fantasy.
I really like their
Other
secondary.
players. Honestly though, I'm probably still gonna go with Ty. Like that, the San Francisco defense could get him like 20 points this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Ty's probably got his guys more pumped up to play than Hojan at this point too.
Yeah. I mean, his guys have to be ready to go.
Yeah, like this is a must win for Ty. He's probably like, if he's smart, he's probably been like DMing them on Twitter or something like that, getting them all riled up.
Yeah.
Hojan gets a little too complacent because he always starts the year off like really strong.
Oh, lucky shit.
But maybe Jordan Love finally has like a massive game because there's going to be a lot of points scored on Thursday.
Yeah, I think he's the
I agree.
second.
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over in that game. Jordan Love has actually been really fucking good. Holy shit. I could have used him on my dynasty team instead of Ray Rich.
What a dumbass trade so far.
Let's stay on topic, Brady.
Give it 3 years. Give it 3 years. Yeah, Love's looked good though. He's looked really good.
Brady, you got a pick?
We've all taken Friedman and we're all taking Ty.
Yeah, I'm taking Ty here. I mean, I think
we all took Ty last week and he lost, so Ty's probably be pissed.
Yeah, probably. But I think Gibbs is going to get a little more receiving in this Green Bay game, just because I think Green Bay doesn't have the worst secondary, and they also got a pretty solid line up front. So I think Gibbs is going to get probably more than I'm thinking more like 5 to 6 targets and like maybe 3 or 4 catches for more yards. So I think Gibbs might actually do something to that this week. And then, yeah, I like Joe Burrow against the Titans. Titans secondary sucks.
You said it's like
a big bounce back for Josh Jacobs.
I gotta root for the guy.
You're such a mush in Cincinnati. How about side note? Because we talk about how much of a mush Brady is. Like the Reds just collapsed, and now they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Elway De La Cruz fucking sucks now. What the fuck happened?
Brady's sick as a dog drinking natty lights or ice. Only you.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's move up
now, right?
Boost the immune system.
Natty ice.
He still drinks natty ice, dude. He has a job. He's a full paying job.
Jimmy Bobber.
Should be a big one.
I'm taking Jimmy. It's not even that I don't love my team, and I think my running backs are better than Jimmy's. My QB should be better than Jimmy's. I like his receivers a lot more than mine.
Lawrence has been iffy.
He's for what I drafted him at. I was about to take Hawkinson and I took Trevor Lawrence instead. luckily I have like a really good tight end. That was probably
you
like,
bailed out. You were worried about tight end after the draft.
well, going into the draft, I was kind of
He
like,
has been
can't
so
get
good.
if I can't get one of the top like three guys,
Numbers.
then I'm probably just gonna wait on tight end because I knew that Ty was gonna take Darren Waller super early. I thought I had a shot at like Dallas Goddard, but then Hogan took him, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait. It was in like the last couple rounds when everybody started taking backup tight ends, I started getting worried because I thought I was gonna have to play like Daniel Bellinger as my starting tight end. But I lucked out with Laporta. I didn't expect him to be this good because rookie tight ends like rarely do that well at the
Do you have
start.
a comment on the Kittle Brian Robinson trade?
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
I don't love it. Like it's not even that Brian Robinson's bad, but it's what I don't understand about trying to trade with Jimmy is like I just there's no way that that was his best offer for George Kittle. Like in a league where tight ends are already hurt and like there's maybe like two or three good tight ends.
I would have offered him Damian
Have
Pierce or
two of
Rashad
them.
White.
Like you have two of them and you trade it for a guy that, in my opinion, like I don't see him getting much better than what he's been. So like he's only going to be worse
Yeah,
because I don't think the
he gets
Commanders
he
are
gets
that good.
50% of the snaps.
Yeah, like I just
He played it right though. So
like I mean I could definitely be wrong. Brian Robinson could like stay like doing what he's been doing, but I know a lot of guys that need a tight end that probably would have given up more for George Kittle.
100% agree.
So yeah, like that's what I didn't like about it. But back to the matchup, Brady, if you scroll up,
I was about to ask you a question about this too.
I like I like my team a lot more than I like Jimmy's. Like obviously like Jefferson, Devontae Smith, I like better than Dig or
11 points here. I'm calling like 5. I'm calling 5 for Brian Robinson here.
but I don't know. It happens every year. Like I'm taking Jimmy. I know that my team is gonna underperform. Every time this year I've had like one guy have a big game. Um and I need just everybody else to like kind of hit their projections. Somebody completely shits the bed. Like whether it's Brees Hall or Trevor Lawrence, they've both been victims of that. Or T. Higgins has been
T. Higgins has been
dog
brutal.
shit. He's been dog shit outside of that 1 week where he had 2
So
touchdowns.
inconsistent.
Um, I just
Is
don't.
is Montgomery going to play?
That's what I was
He
going to
said
ask
he's
now. Bob, you're going to
practicing.
play Jalen Warren. You're not going to play Jalen Warren over Montgomery. That's what my question was.
I'm gonna be playing Montgomery if he's healthy, but there's a chance I play Warren over Brees Hall, I guess. Like
I would
Brees
take that
Hall,
under against Kansas City.
I think
I
he's
don't think
good.
that.
And like I'm hoping that he can just get going like soon enough that like it'll give my team a shot. But
Hey, question.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the Jets. Like,
It's the Nathaniel Hackett effect.
It's Zach Wilson.
yeah. Like if they could run the ball more, like Brees Hall's clearly their best player on offense, but they don't really seem to give him the ball in space much. So I don't I don't trust him for fantasy. I think he's good at football, but he might be on the bench this week.
All
I
right,
think I think I think it's big weeks for Bob's receivers. A lot of good matchups I like. Diggs at home against Miami. I like T. Higgins at Tennessee. Decent defense, but I feel like they're gonna have the ball a lot. And Zay Flowers, I really like. I'm gonna take Bob here. Change things up so we don't all agree with each other.
I was going to take Bob as well.
I'm the only one that doesn't believe in my team right now.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to reverse jinx.
I think Sam Laporta is going to have another big game against Green Bay. I don't know if he posts. I mean, fucking 11 for a tight end is like good. Like that's just good. So like
That's a
that
lot.
he's projected 11 exactly. I think that's good. But I really like T Higgins this week, and I really like. I mean, if Lawrence picks it up, I think you'll be fine. I could see Lawrence going for 25 plus, but also the way he's played, I don't really feel confident in that. But I like T. Higgins this week. I like Laporta this week. And I'm not so sure I agree with Mark Andrews so much this week or Brandon Cooks or Tyler Lockett. I mean, I think you just have better matchups than Jimmy going into this week.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Justin Jefferson might score 35 though. That's your only problem.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with what you guys are saying. Like I think I have a lot of guys on my team that are due for a big week. I'm not confident.
Also, I think Brian Robinson's gonna score like 4, 5, 6 points. Like I don't think he touches double digits.
Well, he's gonna score 2 touchdowns.
I was
now.
gonna say two touchdowns.
Not with that Eagles line, Jalen Carter, baby.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
Petrocchi and the Bears for letting that happen.
Yeah, facts. All right, next matchup.
Eddie versus this is gonna be a good one.
Good
This
one.
is gonna be a good one. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, these are two teams I have like right on the playoff border.
0.41 spread. 0.41. That's crazy. Wow.
5-1. No, wait. No, you're right.
He's right. I thought he was wrong
I thought
too.
it said 33. Never mind.
I was hoping he was wrong. That would have been funny.
Said I was wrong.
Yeah, I said this in the power ranking show. I really like Eddie's team. I just think he's a bad fantasy manager. Like some of the starts he had last week are just brutal. Like
George Kittle.
I don't know why he was playing James Conner, but now his team's set with George Kittle, and he gave up nothing.
I think he's going off again this week.
Like that was such a terrible trade. I like Eddie's team. I think there's some good matchups. I think Lamar's gonna have a bounce back game after that brutal loss. I would just keep playing Jerome Ford until Kareem Hunt's the guy. I like Eddie's team.
He's questionable.
Win.
Limited participant at practice.
He'll play. It's a shoulder.
Just anytime they don't practice in full, that they get listed as questionable.
Yeah, he'll play.
I'm gonna take Selman in this one. I know Jamar Chase had a pretty big week last week, but I think that he's gonna have another big week. Calvin Ridley looked like he was gonna be really good in week 1, and he's put up a couple duds. And if Lawrence is gonna like bounce back, like you guys said, Calvin Ridley's probably gonna have to have a big game too. And then, Javonte Williams against the Bears is probably as good of a matchup as you could ask for.
Yeah.
Someone's running backs are easily the weak part of his team. And then on Eddie's side, I think Bijan's probably gonna have a monster game. And maybe Amari Cooper too. I don't really have faith in Raheem Mostert keeping up the crazy tear he's been on. I feel like it's happened. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's happened before in past years where
like on the Niners, some weeks he would just go nuts.
Even on the Dolphins, maybe it was last year,
260 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe last year or 2 years ago where Mostert had a bunch of good games with the Dolphins, and then out of nowhere he was just getting 4 or 5 carries. They're just kind of weird with that. And then this could definitely come back to bite me because he's a really good receiver, but New England I think has a really sick defense. They've just had pretty tough matchups to start the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Outside of last week, I forget who they played in week 2, but they've got a bunch of guys in the secondary that can cover. So I think that
they played the Dolphins week 2.
They might not have a great game.
They played 2 of the top 5 offenses in the league, and then the Jets, where they
and then Cleveland's defense. I said it earlier, their defense in fantasy isn't that good, but just in terms of yardage and stuff is actually pretty insane. They haven't given up more than 200 total yards to a team this year.
Yeah, 255 against Pittsburgh, but 94 to Tennessee and 142 to Cincinnati. So
that's pretty crazy. It's not like they're playing scrubs other than Tennessee.
I mean, they gave up 3 points to the Bengals, 3 points to the Titans, and 14 to Pittsburgh.
mean,
Yeah,
they're ranked as a
but
number 7 defense. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
I just like they're pretty balanced. Like they have a really good secondary, and then their D line is just pretty gross. So I don't know. The Ravens might still win that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar just has like one of those scrappy games where it's like he doesn't really light up the scoreboard, but the Ravens
Right.
still win.
Yeah. Brady, you got a pick?
I'm gonna take Selman here. I think Selman just has more favorable matchups on his team. I mean, Ridley against Atlanta, I'm still question it, but I think they're gonna realize that they took him out of the ball game and they've lost. Jamar Chase against Tennessee, again, I think Joe Burrow's gonna throw the ball 45, 50 times against them. Alexander Madison against Carolina, our run defense sucks. There's nothing else to say on that. Javonte Williams against Chicago, that whole team just fucking sucks. So I think I'm gonna take Selman.
I was just asking for a pick.
I'm gonna take Selman. Who'd you take?
All right.
Eddie? You take Eddie?
I took Eddie. I think Eddie's team's pretty solid. I agree with
Yeah, I think his team's good too. It's just I think Selman's set up for a pretty big week.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a big game.
Big one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have a lot of favorable matchups, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick myself to win. Yeah, I just like Pearson, Pittsburgh, or at home against Pittsburgh. I like McCaffrey's against the Cardinals. I think he's going to murder them. Hurts against Washington, unless it's not Monday Night Football, so he should be okay. Olave in Tampa. Thielen against Minnesota. It's a fuck you game for Adam Thielen. So I'm looking forward.
Adam Thielen.
I'm starting Adam Thielen. It's a fuck you game.
I love that play, dude. I love that play.
Top 10 receiver. Look at his numbers. It's insane. He had 30, 33 last week, 20 the week before. And he's going up against the worst secondary in the league, in my opinion. And it's his old team. He's gonna ball out. 14 targets from Andy Dalton.
Yeah, it's not.
Are you taking yourself, dude?
Big time. This Chicalo show's got to end eventually. I mean,
yeah, like I'll give Chikala some credit. Like I thought his team was garbage after the draft.
Here, Bob, keep talking.
It's been better. Yeah, thank you for interrupting.
Brad,
team's definitely way better than I expected because I didn't think Keenan Allen's going to be that good.
Right, I mean Keenan Allen's been great.
Yeah, I do think that like he's got some old guys, so I feel like the injury bug is probably due to hit him eventually. Like I know he technically has like Jonathan Taylor injured right now, but it's not like Zach Moss has been bad. I think Zach Moss is like a top 5 running back. So
yeah, he's been good. 21.
Even if Taylor comes back, I don't
22.
think that's going to make his team that much different unless Jonathan Taylor gets traded to like, a contender.
Dolphins.
Yeah. If he was on the Dolphins, like Chikalo, I'd probably put him as like the favorite because with Eckler and JT that on the Dolphins, that could be like 80 points a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really talk a whole lot because Brady had to go use the bathroom. I was going to ask him to scroll down, but
I could read you his team, but I have it up on my screen.
Why don't you read me who he's starting this week?
He's got after Mixon, he's got Keenan Allen home against Vegas, Mike Evans at New Orleans against Lattimore, Dalton Schultz against Pittsburgh, D Hop against at home versus Cincinnati, Zach Moss against the Rams, Dicker the kicker, Bills defense.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm probably gonna go with you then. Like I think the Chargers probably have a big week, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough because Evans always shits the bed against the Saints, and the Saints defense, at least their secondary, is like really good.
Marshall and Lattimore is Mike Evans' father.
Yeah.
10 10 points and 9
Dalton
points.
horrible draft pick. Like, I don't know why he took him because
Mike Evans is number 5. Holy fuck! I did not realize
Mike
that.
Evans has had a really good year so far.
he's been a beast.
Got a touchdown in every game.
He's probably due to have a bad game. Like, the Saints are just gonna like lock in on him and try and see if Baker can beat him with everybody else. So like, I just don't really see it. Brady, if you scroll down,
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz, I think, was a pretty garbage draft pick. Like, I think everybody saw him being a bust coming. He wasn't really that great on the Cowboys. He just got a lot of catches.
Last year he's not that good either.
He sucked last year.
But and just like watching him on the field, he's like a very like average football player. He's not anything special.
The year before though, 2021, he was solid though.
Yeah.
So he wasn't bad.
Then, so yeah, I think Chicago's got like a couple guys lined up to have a bad week. D Hop, I don't think is going to do much against Cincy. It's because Tannehill sucks. Zach Moss is like another guy that's been like doing really well, but I just feel like he's probably due for like a bad game. Like I think he's been dropping like 20 points per game.
Yeah.
And they're still only projecting him 12. So like that makes me think that he's probably just gonna have like an average game or a bad game sometime soon. And then Mixon against the Titans. The Titans' run defense is like really good.
I agree with this.
And their pass defense is so bad that I feel like the Bengals aren't going to bother giving him the ball a lot unless they're up by like, 35.
Mixon might catch like 6 balls is what I'm thinking. Because they love that little swing route out. If you watch it, the Bengals offense is so boring. It's just a swing route out to fucking Joe Mixon, dump it down, or like dump it down to Jamar Chase. Like there's no creativity in that offense.
Yeah. To be honest, Bond, like I don't love your receivers. Like DJ Moore is a fraud. He was a fraud in Carolina.
Shut up.
Now he's got a worse QB.
Facts.
Justin Fields is absolute dog shit. Like he's like the only guy that's been worse than like Zach Wilson and Tannehill. Arguably. And then Sutton's good, but like the Broncos have a lot of receivers, so it's kind of hard to guess.
He's
Like,
been good though.
They're so good this year.
He has been pretty good, yeah. Like you'll take that all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget who's on the rest of your team.
Olave.
Oh yeah, Olave is your wide receiver 1. He's a beast. I feel like he's probably due to like have a monster game. Like he's been good already, but like he's got to be towards the top of the league in terms of guys that like haven't.
This targets is crazy. 10, 11, and 11 in targets is fucking absurd.
He's got what, like 300 receiving yards?
But you also got to remember, Derek Carr's out. Jameis is Jaboom.
Jameis Winston loves to
but if you watch the Saints game, dude, he didn't really. Olave got most of his targets from Winston. So
Olave's going to get targets no matter what. Like he's far and away the best receiver on the Saints this year, I think. And he's due to score a touchdown at some point. Why are you clicking on Kenny Pickett, Brady?
Chicago was saying how he did last week, and I wasn't really paying attention, so I wanted to see what he did.
I mean, I got a lot of questions on my bench. Like I do have Rachaad White, who probably will get a start.
Yeah, he's
Tutu Atwell's been great. Everyone talks about
that's so weird.
He might be top. He's 14.
He's built like Hojan. Like, look at that. He's 5'9", 165. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I think that's literally Hojan's identical.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if that's Hojan's exact height and weight.
Tutu Atwell is just 4 years younger.
Yeah, and
Lord.
I don't know. He's killing it though. So yeah, I'll take Bond.
Out of college.
I think that this could be a relatively easy win for Bond unless the Chargers have a really big week. So yeah, I'll go with Bond on this one.
Ready?
I guess a top one, honestly. I mean, what's holding me up? I like.
You can pick. Feel free to pick Chicago.
I know. I feel like I should pick Chicago, but looking at the matchups here, I mean, like McCaffrey against Arizona, yeah, that's 20 plus easily. Like, question if Eckler plays, I don't know. That could be a different story. But if Eckler's out, then changes the whole perspective of the landscape here.
Brady, they're falling asleep. The crowd's falling asleep. Make a fucking pick.
I'm taking Boone.
About Adam Thielen either.
No, Adam Thielen is gonna have a good game, dude. He's the only one that catches fucking passes on that fucking team.
All right, congratulations.
All right.
And then we got the toilet bowl.
Jesus,
Is this the last one that we're on right now?
What a minute to end the
Yeah.
show.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself out there. Foster wins this one. My team is. I might go 0 in whatever there is. I might not win a single game the whole season.
That should be a super punishment if he doesn't win a game, but it's quite possible. I mean, Brady's team is horrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Foster too. There should be a lot of points in the Bills Dolphins game, and Foster I think has pretty good receivers. Like he still doesn't have Cup back, but St. Brown's good. Jaden Reed is fine, and you got Kamara back this week. Like,
and then you get Cooper Cup back next week too.
I was kind of worried about his team at the beginning because I think he only has like 3 running backs on his entire team. And it's like,
yeah, I mean, Swift really
Swift and Kenneth Walker, but they've all been like Swift and Kenneth Walker have both been
great.
He
doesn't have a running back on his bench. That's insane.
Yeah. I will say I don't know why he's still
Foster, when you're watching this, I got plenty of running backs on my bench.
Yeah. I don't know why he's still starting Kyle Pitts, like as someone that's been burned by him like way too many times. I just like I get why you feel like you need to keep playing him because if for some reason the Falcons just decide to start throwing him the ball, he could have like 45 points, like easily.
If I'm wrong, his rookie year he broke out in London against the Jets was when he had that fucking 30-point game, and that was in London. So they're playing in London again. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I get why you have to play him because it's like he could win you a week, but like I feel like more often than not you lose a week because of him because he's just like it's not even his fault. Like every week I think I see a video of like Kyle Pitts just like dusting someone down the field and then them not throwing him the ball. But regardless, I think that his team's good enough that I think he's gonna beat Brady anyways. AJ Brown will have a pretty big game, I think, this week though, because he's another guy that has like a ton of yards but no touchdown yet. So he might have like 2+ this week against the.
Oh, that would be huge.
Yeah, I mean, 24 points without a touchdown is pretty insane.
Yeah.
All right, Brady, you're picking Foster?
Yeah, I mean, my team just sucks. There's no other way around this. I actually don't think I win a single game this whole season.
When? All right. Good show.
Sick, though.
This is good. What was the runtime on this, Brady? Like 45 minutes? Jesus.
Right,
Power rankings were quick because we didn't let Brady talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't even get to pick a power rankings.
Is this your show technically now, Boone, or is it Brady's?
No, it's Brady's show.
Okay.
Who'd you pick?
You can't rate the rest of the team when you're definitely, arguably, undeniably.
I was about to say 100%. Who did you pick? Foster?
So Brady,
Foster. Yeah, your team's fucking terrible. Dude, if you look at it, Foster by far has the most points against. I'm not saying his team's great, but Foster's got about 100 more points against than you do.
All right, see this shit. Points against. Here we go.
Yeah, 471. Yours is 378. I've never seen a fantasy team it looks like second points against and is in dead last. It's insane.
Damn, I have the least points against. I'm still 1 and 2. I might be worse than I thought.
Oh, we can also. I didn't realize this. You see how much money everyone has. I didn't even notice that.
What's Eddie down to? $13 for Eddie Moeller. Oh, brother. Give this man some fab. If Eddie's trading, he should ask for some fab money from the boys.
I agree. You should ask for someone.
I'm gonna have to ask for Fab when he makes a trade later.
All right, that's all, folks.
Good show.
Good show. Brady, have you got a sign off message yet?
No, we'll see you guys next week.